Well, great pitching tonight. Charlie Barnes was really good again for us. Jacob Hennessy came in and did an outstanding job behind him. So, we made one error, and it was a tough ball. Ball was hit pretty good. Only walked 2 batters and hit 1. So, our free passes were under 5, which is our goal every single game, and we struck out 10. So pitching wise, we were really good. Only used 2 guys. Offensively today, had a lot of really good at bats. Drew 9 walks, had 2 hit by pitches. We scored only scored in 3 innings. Chris Williams, big double RBI. Andrew Cox, single RBI in the 4th. Scored a run on a double steal in the 6th. And then Andrew Cox again with a 2-out single RBI in the 7th, which is huge for us to take a 3-run lead. So got to do a better job with runners in scoring position. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. Need to be a little bit better. Had the infield in a couple times and didn't get the job done in those situations. Need to be a little bit better there. But overall, I thought our approaches were really good. And I thought we threw the ball very well. So it's good to get win number 1 in ACC play, and need to be ready to go tomorrow.
Coach, Charlie hasn't given up an earned run in 3 outings. He finally got a win to show for it tonight. But did you expect this kind of consistency from him going into the season?
I most definitely do. He's pitching on Friday nights for us, and if you look at our stats, pitching-wise right now, we've got one of the best pitching staffs in the country. We got a pitching staff that's under 3 ERA-wise and had 130-something strikeouts, I believe, coming into this game in 12 games. So, we got one of the best pitching staffs in the country, and he's pitching on Friday nights for us. So our expectations are for him to be a Friday night starter and go out there and shut an offense down. And that's exactly what he's been doing, and very proud of him. And again, he was really good for us tonight.
8 walks. You talked about the free passes, 8 walks. In the last 2 innings, you got the runs because of leadoff walks.
And again, I think our approaches continue to be really good. We've taken advantage of the free pass, and it's a big part of our offense. It's probably the reason why we were able to scratch out 4 runs tonight because we didn't. It wasn't like we were accumulating a lot of hits. We only had 4 hits. So, but at the end of the day, our offense is built around trying to get guys on base, and we did that. I just feel like again, my expectations are very high on offense, and feel like we just need to be a little bit better when we get that runner at third, less than 2 outs. Just need to be a little bit more aggressive and have a little bit better plan, and that's on us as coaches. And I told them that after the game, that we got to do a better job of coaching them and making sure that they're ready in those situations. But still felt like we put together some good at bats, and I think our offense is only going to get better.
Coming off a couple of emotional wins last weekend, are you pleased with the way this team has responded with the midweek game, the weather turning a little bit colder, tonight?
Here's how I felt about today. I was fairly quiet in our pregame routine today. I wanted to see how our guys would respond and how they would handle kind of Friday night, first game in the ACC. What would we look like in batting practice? What would our intent and our focus be? And I actually felt like we had probably one of the best pregame routines that we've had all year. I thought our guys were really locked in and did a really good job in batting practice of not hitting to the wind. The wind was blowing out. Guys were hitting a lot of line drives in the middle of the field. Defensively, guys were playing balls off the bat. I thought our energy level was good. I thought our focus was good in pregame. So I felt really good going into the game tonight that we were ready to go. Do you want to have a little more energy? Would it be in ACC play? Well, I'm always going to want more energy. I don't think I've ever, it's been very seldom that I've ever said, hey, we got to tone it down in the dugout. It's crazy in here. So I'm always looking for more energy, but I thought our focus level was really good. I thought our guys were definitely ready to play tonight.
Coach, did Pinder just knock the wind out of himself when he dove for that ball in center?
He did. Yeah, he did. He kind of landed on his rib cage. So I was, again, I ran out there just when I saw him down on the ground, just thinking, he's probably knocking the wind out of himself. Just want to make sure he was okay, and wanted to give him time, to get his air back and feel comfortable before we resume play. So yeah, and then he got hit by a pitch, but that's Pinder. Pinder's gonna be Pinder. He's gonna play hard, and he's gonna get hit by pitches, and he's gonna lay out and make plays, and that's just the kind of baseball player he is. So.
Going back to the pitching, you have a great staff ERA, but you must have allowed about 10 runs on wild pitches, passed balls. You had another one tonight. Is that a concern at all for you?
No, it's not really a concern. I mean, I think it was just a pitch really that, Chris Williams knows we got to block that ball. He had a pitch that he could block to keep the runner at second base. The runner advanced to third base and scored on the wild pitch because of a pass ball. We got to block that pitch, and Chris knows that. Chris has very high expectations behind the plate, and we expect him to block that pitch. And then the pitch just kind of got away. I think it was a cutter, if I'm not mistaken, and it just got away from Charlie. That just happens. That's more of a physical thing. So it's not really that big of a concern of mine. With runner at third and less than 2 outs, you're going to throw some off-speed pitches, some breaking balls and change-ups, and it's tough to block. At the end of the day, it's the hardest thing to do, is to go to your knees and block a pitch and keep it in front of you. So, no, it doesn't really concern me all that much because you look at how many strikeouts we have with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. I mean, how many times has a runner gotten third base where a sac fly scores that run and we strike that runner out? So our pitching staff's done a really good job actually in those situations.
Good.
Yep.